We are so close to Christmas. I thought, what do I need to post? What would make a difference? What would have an impact? And it hit me literally. I was walking down the hallway. Christmas itself, as a trucking family. All the challenges, heartache, headache, stress that it can bring. Christmas alone is as magical as it can be, and I love Christmas. I'm one of those heifers, but that doesn't mean it's without stress, especially if you are either a truck driver or a trucker's wife. Now, to break it down and oversimplify it, there are two outcomes you can have for Christmas as a trucking family. Either your driver's going to be there with you, or they're going to be eating some sort of Christmas dinner at some god-awful Flying J or Pilot. Hopefully your driver is home with you. But we've all had Christmas, 3, 4, 5 days later, a week later, whatever. It still counts. It's still magic. I shouldn't have done the air quotes. I'm thinking on the fly. But it's still Christmas. But Christmas Day still holds a sting. You're lucky enough that your driver is home for Christmas. That's a Christmas present in itself. Being able to wake up and sip coffee with your spouse, the other half of your heart, while the kids unwrap presents, and then eat a breakfast and watch your favorite movies, whatever your Christmas traditions are. Being able to do that with your driver, one of the best things in the world. I don't care if they pull up on Christmas Day, 10 out of 10. We need them very much, and when they're gone, it's a noticeable absence for everybody. These big holidays have a big impact, and when you have to spend them apart, it's hard, especially when you have little kids. Maybe this year you're on the other side of it, and you and your driver are going to be apart. And for that, I'm sorry, because I know how hard it is. Nobody gets in this industry to be recognized for what they do, for the accolades, because let's be real. Even though our country runs on truck drivers are the lifeblood of this country. Full stop. You will never convince me otherwise. We just had a massive snowstorm in South Dakota that shut shit down for 4 days, and people are still losing their minds a week later because the logistics industry has a massive impact on our economy and everything else that comes with it. Anyways, nobody gets into this to be recognized. However, that doesn't mean that there's not recognition that is deserved. And when it is so routinely a part of your job to be away from your family on all those really big moments, and it's not just Christmas, it's birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, deaths, funerals. I know I'm preaching to the choir. However, if you are one of those families that are going to be apart from their driver this year, I have a little message for you. This is a little unorthodox way to deliver this message, but there's tears, so bear with me. If this is your first Christmas, first big thing without your driver, let me pass a little sisterly love on to you. Honey, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again and again and again. We share our men with these trucks. Not even just our men. Again, I'm speaking from my point of view. We share our drivers with these trucks. We share our loves with this industry that is rarely willing to actually share them with us. Give them a little grace. You might be upset, and I bet you are upset, and with good reason, that they're not home for the biggest holiday of the year. But trust me, if they could be, they would be. Don't take it out on them. They're already having a really hard time. Do whatever you can do to include them in any way that you can. Every family has different traditions, but FaceTime is an amazing app, which I'm sure everybody utilizes. However you can tie them to that day, whether you're going to celebrate without them or wait until they come home and celebrate, do what you can to lift their spirits. You know your driver best. You know what they need. Even if it was maybe their choice to go out, because financially this is a hard place to be right now. That's their love language. They work to provide for us, and that's how they say I love you. So go easy on him. They may not realize how hard it is for you at home as well. You have the comforts of home, you have the decoration, the family around, the holiday food. They have a bunk and a truck stop. Not the same. And I apologize, I got interrupted. They have a bunk and a truck stop. It's hard to feel cheery with that. They may not reciprocate back to you that same type of reaching out cheer. Understand that it's a depressive day, whether they're working all day or stuck at the truck stop. 'Cause I mean, it's going to be a Sunday and it's Christmas. Everything's going to be closed. Understand it's really hard for them, and try not to take it out on them in any way. Do what you can for them. It's a struggle all the way around. But remember what I said when I first started giving you this sisterly advice. It's not going to be the last time. You gotta get used to it, and you will. Pretty soon, you're going to be an OG. You've got it. You're going to be great. Now, for the middle of the road wives. The ones that aren't new, but there's certainly no veterans. You've already had your fair share of missed holiday dinners, concerts, recitals, plays, funerals, graduations, big moments, anniversaries, whatever. And you've learned to roll with the punches. Missing Christmas hits harder. It's okay that you're still upset about it. I know you don't show it. I know you hide it in, and somebody cutting you off in the Starbucks line is gonna fucking get it because they're the only one that you can take it out on. And you know what? Fuck them. They shouldn't have pulled out in front of you. But I commiserate with you. It's hard. Just because you understand it doesn't mean there's not a sting to it. I don't have any real advice for you, because you know what you're doing. If you've made it this far in, being a trucker spouse, you've learned a thing or two. You don't need somebody to preach to you. You just need someone to understand. I understand. Now, for those OG honeys that have been around the block a time or two, you tell me, you give me advice. I've been a trucker wife for 11 years. I am a trucker's daughter twice over, and I'm 36, and it's always been a reality for me. My whole life, it's just, when I was little, I thought everybody was a truck driver. Like, it's just the norm for me. And I still don't think I have it all figured out, because I don't. So from the OGs, I want to hear a little from you. What would you tell us? Because I would still consider myself middle of the road. Over a decade into it, that's nothing, right? If you've made it this far in, God bless you. Now I want to speak right to the driver. If you're a driver and you're watching this and you're missing Christmas this year, I want you to listen very, very close to me. Your sacrifice for your family matters. Your absence is noticed because you're so loved, because you matter so much, because you're such an important part of your family, because you're so loved. I know I said that, but God, that's the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. The wife might snap at you. The kids might say something. Maybe they're small enough that they can't say anything yet. Oh, this Christmas is when they're younger, to miss them. God, it's a knife in the heart, because we only get so many. I've heard from a lot of you lately how you I don't want to say regret being on the road, but you miss a lot. We know it's hard for you. We do. And it breaks our heart. We want you to have those moments too. But we are so proud of you. We are so proud of you for what you do for our families. We are so proud of you for doing something that we couldn't do, wouldn't do, can't. I mean, there's a million ways to phrase it. I don't have it in me to go out there and get in that truck and leave home. I couldn't do it. So the fact that you do it constantly to your own mental health detriment, because that's what's good for your family, that's what provides for your kids, that's what funded Santa, honey, that's a big deal. Your absence is noticed. Your presence, invaluable. Invaluable. Just because you're not there physically doesn't mean you're not there, or that you're not a part of it. A family is a family for a reason. All members matter, not just when they're home. So if you're watching this, maybe even on Christmas Day, from the bunk of your truck, after having choked down a truck stop dinner, I hope it wasn't a hot dog and Dr. Pepper, but if it was, I hope you don't get a bellyache. I want you to know that we are so proud of you. We are so thankful for you, and we love you so much. We're beyond thrilled to stand behind you. You mean the world to us, so we'll always wait. Holidays are a magical time of the year, but even when there's magic, there can be sadness. And that's okay. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be pissed that your driver's not home. Just not pissed at him. It's okay to be pissed that you're not at home. Don't take it out on your wife. Being a trucking family, it's hard. We have constantly got to roll with the punches. So it's just a little reminder to not punch each other. Figuratively, emotionally, of course. I don't think any of you were punching each other for real. It's okay if your holiday isn't merry and bright. Maybe it's depression and bullshit. It's gonna be that way for a lot of people this year. I hope your driver's home. Driver, I hope you're home. I hope you're in your sweatpants, watching some dumb shit on the TV, listening to those kids be too damn loud. I just want you to remember this one thing again. You matter. You're loved. And we are so happy to stand behind you. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. It's okay if your holiday isn't merry and bright. Maybe it's depression and bullshit. It's gonna be that way for a lot of people this year. I hope your driver's home. Driver, I hope you're home. I hope you're in your sweatpants, watching some dumb shit on the TV, listening to those kids be too damn loud. I just want you to remember this one thing again. You matter. You're loved. And we are so happy to stand behind you. Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas. Christmas can be a really hard time of the year for trucking families, for a lot of families, but it's hard when your holiday includes being away from your loved ones. I have a brand new YouTube video up all about the struggles and everything that goes along with it, not only for drivers, but for their better halves as well. I would ask you to pretty please check it out, and if you've got any advice for new wives, new partners, new drivers, drop them in the comments below, either here or on the video on YouTube. Let's lift each other up a little bit this year. I think everybody deserves it.